Here I am in the end, on the deadliest Minecraft SMP, thousands of blocks out and alone because all my friends died before me. I'm looking for an Elytra, but not because I want to fly, flying is actually banned on this server, but I want an Elytra so I can craft extra hearts. You see, I'm at 9 hearts right now because every time you die, you lose a heart, hit 0 and you're banned, which made the end way more dangerous. I brought basic diamond gear that I was fine losing, but one small slip could send me into the void, losing me a heart. And that's what happened, a missed pro shot sent me down. The void was created for those who could fly, so the flightless will suffer. I really need Elytras to craft hearts, especially since I now only have 8, but end busting is too risky if you can't fly. So I'm gonna fly. Hopefully I don't get banned. The plan is to use a flying machine. They're a combination of slime, honey, observers, and pistons that somehow end up moving forward. It's not the fastest way, but what's nice about it is that I don't have to bridge over the gaps or use a risky ender pearl. Also, this machine will move you forward on its own, so I'm able to work on something else and still end bust, just looking every now and then to see if there's an end city nearby, especially ones with airships, as they have the Elytras we need to craft hearts. Now that's powerful, and it could give me a serious advantage over other people on the server, but I'm pretty sure the flying machine could even be used to kill people. Since I suck at PvP and literally everything else, that's my only chance. But the flying machines are not all that good. They're actually quite finicky. They can and probably will break apart, sending you into the void, and we don't want that to happen. But before we even think about flying this thing, we kinda have to build it. I settled on this design, a multi-directional machine. Here's the grocery list of items. First are observers, pretty easy. Next up is slime blocks and sticky pistons, both requiring slime. I just have to find a local swamp, kill its population, but it still sucked. Then some iron for minecarts and rails, but that was maybe a third of the work because what we needed the most of was honey blocks, which are tediously collected from bees. This process requires to build a bunch of beehives, then breed the bees, and then just wait for them to produce honey. This ended up being a couple-hour process, but I ended up learning a lot. First, bees are very unique machines that really felt like it added something to the game. Secondly, frick bees. But it's over, we have all the honey, and here's the machine in all its glory. I did some testing with my good friend RecRap2. Once we found that it worked most of the time, we deemed it safe enough for the end. So Parker and I are off flying in the end, looking for the glorious end cities. Now it's just time to AFK for a bit. And in that time, we got 4 easy Elytras, and nobody died, surprisingly. Now, I didn't expect much to happen on our way back, so this actually isn't recorded, but after trying to turn the ship around, it broke midair and I fell to the ground. Not sure how I survived, probably dumb luck. And now I'm recording. Not to show the aftermath, but because when the machine broke, a part of it flew away, a part of it that Parker was AFK on. So he is currently flying away from me, and he's not responding to my messages. I'm scared. But after half an hour, Parker got back on. Luckily, after maybe 5 minutes, his plane actually stopped because it crashed into an end city, so he ended up not being super far out. He rode the little broken machine back, not sure how it worked, but we are now together again. But we were still basically stranded 5,000 blocks out. Wait, stranded? That's it. That's how we kill someone with this. So me and Parker, we had to get back soon. We constructed one of the most bootleg flying machines with the few materials we had left. Nearly fell out, but we don't talk about that because an hour later we were home. Time to start our plan. Our target, Minecraft Curious. He's associated with ClownPierce, one of the most powerful players on the server. If I can get Curious stranded in the end, he won't be at any fights, giving us an advantage against ClownPierce, which we really need, especially with a huge server fight coming very soon. So I convinced Curious to go end busting with me, with the promise he would be in the video. He's currently under the assumption that he's going to be in the montage part of my video. He'll be in the video, just not the montage. I'm collecting the last bits of slime right now for the machine. Curious and I were supposed to start by now, but I'm incompetent. An hour ago, I set up a pretty bootleg stasis chamber. Once this trapdoor is closed, I'll teleport back here. So that's how I'm going to get out of the end after Curious gets stranded. I just had to act like nothing was up and we're just doing some normal end busting. He did get suspicious though, but not on my moral and ethics, but more on my craftsmanship of the aircraft, which is very viable because somehow when activating it or building it, it got misaligned, meaning it should not be flying, but it was still somehow flying along. After a few hours, we were now nearly 10,000 blocks out, far enough to successfully strand a man. Once we got to an end city, I told Curious to head down and loot it while I'm fixing the flying machine. In actuality, I was dismantling it so he couldn't use it to get back. Once I'm done doing that, I will use the Ender Pearl Stasis Chamber to get back to the main end island, which will leave Curious alone and stranded. But to not damage relationships with Curious, I have a plan to smooth talk into being an accident. Right now though, I just need to dismantle the ship. But while doing so, I placed down an ender chest. But I placed it on the observer, which caused a piston to push me off. So here I am, about to fall, enough to kill me. I could clutch it, but who am I kidding? I won't. With my death, there's gonna be no way to take apart the machine, allowing Curious to use it to get back home pretty easily. Heck, he even has my inventory now. I lost my gear and a heart. Mission failed. But when the Ender Chest activated the observer, some more pistons moved, then the flying machine activated, and half of it flew away over the freaking void. In a turn of events, the plan went from failed to one of the best successes on this server. Minecraft Curious was now 10,000 blocks out in the end, stranded there, no way back. I'd like to thank Parker for helping me out with this plan. He also has a video on Lifesteal, and you should click it and watch it because it's so good. Also, I'm in the video, and I love videos with me in it. And Minecraft Curious, I'm sorry, man.